Now we can go to our hands-on part.
So we are going to do all of this now hands-on, and that's the we are going to do. So you will be able to follow the hands-on. We will have a hands-on and the talk the 1.5 hour. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so for that, let me first create a file, the folder, and I'll give the name. GUI and backend automation. Now I open this folder. Open this folder. Now I'm going to open this in my command prompt. So for that, I just have to write a CMD and hit enter. So it will open in my command prompt.
Yeah, we are focusing on the Windows user, please. So whenever you do in the Mac, it's a terminal. But let's focus on the Windows user.
Okay, so after that, I have to open it in my VS Code editor. So for that, I'm going to write code, and then space, and then dot. Then it's going to create, open the folder in the VS Code. VS Code new release note. Okay. So at first, I have to create the package log JSON file. So for that, I'm going to use this command npm init
Initialization.
Initialization, then space, and then hash while. When he hit this command, and it's going to create a by default package, the package log JSON with the all required information.
Remember, he has a Node.js installed already. If Node.js is not installed, it will not work.
I can already show if the node is installed. So the node dash version. See, the node is installed. Version 20 is running. Okay, so now the package JSON is created. Now I have to install the Cypress. So for that, I'm going to the Cypress official website for the cypress.io. So this is the button. You can copy it from here, or you can also go to their documentation and copy from there also. So
yes.
Just click on here, then click on the npm install, then the command will be copied automatically. Then just paste it in here and hit enter. Then it will install the Cypress.
So it is downloading and installing. So it is downloading and installing now. So you have to follow every steps carefully. So in order to do the hands-on and as best as possible way.
In the meantime, that is installing. Let me show you what the GUI part I'm going to cover. So for that, I'm going to be staging in our vehicle staging website.
Yes, the quality assurance. Quality assurance, yeah. Always test on the test environment, staging environment. We do not do the automation on the production. That's the reason. It is exactly the way it should do in your company. We are showing you the same way. So you become a master. You speak like a master. You do like a master.
So I'm going to show the login UI. So if I click on the login, then it will show this in this URL or in this page. Then I can able to log in. So when I click on this model will be open. Then I'm going to click on this close button, not the upper one. So after click on the close button, it will redirect me to the dashboard. After that, I'm going to search a user and send a friend request. I'm going to show you in the hands-on, so it will be more understand when I show you. Let me see if it installed. So if I go to my package log JSON, I will see all the dependencies that I installed. See as another package JSON. See in the dependencies, the Cypress is installed with the version in which version I'm currently using. So if I install any other packages like the package.js or Cypress file upload, Mocha SM reporter, you can see all of them in this dev dependencies. All of the third-party packages will be shown in here, so that you can track which project or which third-party packages are already used in this project. Now I have to configure the Cypress. So to configure the Cypress, at first I have to open the Cypress. So at the slide I already shown, to open the Cypress, I have to use this command npx.
Remember, the slide has been shown. Reusable slide, essential command. This is the command we are running. We are running the command from that. So Cypress has been installed. We verified the version. So now we are opening the Cypress. the UI.
Now there are two types of testing: end-to-end testing and component testing. Component testing are actually tested by developers most of the time. When they develop a specific component, they test it in the at the same time. But the end-to-end testing are developed by the SQA to test the whole application from first to last thing. So
Yes,
we are
but-
going to use this end-to-end testing to
Yes.
configure. So see the Cypress config file is automatically installed in here with the Cypress folder also the feature support. So after that, this is the configuration file that actually needed, otherwise the Cypress will not be run. Then click on the continue. See now in here, it will show the all the browser that actually installed on your computer. If you have Chrome, Firefox, then it will be shown in here. So right now there is no Chrome in here. So I'm going to do the Electron, and the Electron is by default, and the Cypress is built on this Electron. So if I click on this one, then it will create this model. Open this model, and here I can use this from this two method. I can use any method like this scaffold example, or I can create new spec. So let me create on the new spec. So see here it will create a new demo spec for me. So if I create this spec, see this is the test case, it will create by default, so you don't have to write it. Okay, run the spec. So it's actually seeing if your Cypress is configured successfully or not. My tester loading is taking a little bit of time. Okay. See, the Cypress is successfully configured. Right now, I'm going to my browser. See, this is the command. You don't have to delete this. You can create another command form in here. So right now, if I see this end-to-end folder, it go to the spec folder. See, it was created by default when I configured the Cypress. So I don't need this one, so I can delete this one. After that, under the end-to-end, I can create two folders. One is for the GUI automation, and another one for the API automation. So for that, I can name it API or the backend.
Backend.
Okay, the backend. Backend. So for the this is the for the GUI and this for the backend. So first, let me show the GUI. So for the GUI, I'm going to show the for the logging functionality. So for that, I have to use this specific method to use the Cypress to recognize it as a test case. We have to declare with a specific way, like for the login functionality, I'm going to write it login dot cy means Cypress dot js. Actually, it's written on the js, so we have to use this form cy.js. Otherwise, it won't recognize as a test case. So in here, at first we have to declare the describe block. Let me use it, the describe block. You can write it by hand if you would want, like say, let me write it at first like that, describe, then the parenthesis bracket, then it will take an arrow function or in the callback function, Now in this describe, you can write actually what are you doing in this test case. So for me, I'm doing the login functionality. So I can write login functionality. So under this the describe box, we can write multiple if blocks. I'm going to show you. Then after that, I have to give a comma in here. If you have never pencil with it, and if I don't need it. Oh, sorry, syntax error, sorry. Okay, there was a syntax error. So this is the describe block. Under the describe block, we are describing what are the functionality or what are the API we are testing. So under this, we can create multiple if blocks. So for the if block, I create a if block in here. In this if block, we can add the event story, like as a groom or bride, I should be able to log in to the website with valid credentials. Let me write it as a groom slash bride. I should I will log in with valid credentials. valid credential, and we can all create a multiple if block in here to test multiple functionalities. So let me go to the UI first. Let me log out. So to go to the login page, at first I have to visit this specific URL to this specific website. So let me copy this URL, Control C, go to the code. So Cypress has a method to visit a specific or to a website. That's it, cy.visit, cy.visit. And under the visit, I have to give the URL, the website URL that I copied right now. So if I actually visiting or not, I can see if I save it, as it's shown already in the slide that Cypress run automatically after saving it. We don't have to add it manually every time. So if I save it, it's going to run in the backend. So right now I have to run it first time. Let's see if it's visiting the website or not. See, it visiting the website. This one. See, it visited the website. It's taking a particular time. Okay, it's saying some the Cypress your
Stay there. Yeah, let it run. Stay
yeah,
there.
it's
Let it
taking a
run.
little bit of time. Yeah. See, it visited this website. So
So you see
after
the
visiting,
get is coming, get is coming. So the as many as the endpoint or the APIs on the landing page, every step is showing here. Okay, so it is very important to understand the how many APIs is there.
yes.
It can take loading faster, but it does everything it's supposed to do. Okay, continue.
Okay. So after that, I have to go to the login page. To go to the login page, I have to click on this login button. So in Cypress, we can select an element by their specific class or by their selector. So to do that, I have to right click on here, click on the inspect. Let me little down a bit. So see, there's a cursor button in here, right here. If I click on this, and if I hover on this button, if I click on this, so in this element section, I can see the element of this one, and in which element I use the button is located. So I have to copy the element. So if I just click on this button, date, click on here, then hover on the copy, and just copy the selector. To get this button, there is a method called cy.get. cy.get. cy.get, and I will do a double quotation and then paste the selector that I copied from the website. After that is getting the button. Now I have to click on this button. See, if I click on this button, it will redirect me to this login page. So to do that, Cypress it has method dot click. If I click on this, if I save it, and let's see if it runs, if it actually runs successfully or not.
So basically, the moment you save it, just run itself, right?
Yes, it will run itself. Okay, let me say, it's in the registration button, which I think I have to use the wait method here because this is taking a little bit of time to load all the element. So I can use another method like cy.wait to wait for certain period of time. Like I can wait for 5 seconds. After visiting the website, I can wait 5 seconds to load all the elements. So if I do this, let's see, let us wait for 5 seconds.
You see the login was the issue there. Login button messed up. That's the API automation identify the performance of the application as well. So the GUI automation, GUI automation, you have to do the wait tab. The GUI
Oh,
automation.
sorry, at that time I just copied the let's get started. So that's why I have to copy this login one. Okay. Just just replace this one. And sometimes when the website gets slower to load, we can use the wait method to wait for certain time. So all the element will be visible, all of the element will be shown so that your case doesn't get stuck for the network issue. So now it should go to the login page. See, it's waiting for 5 seconds to all the elements should be visible on the website. After that, it click on the login and it redirect me to the login page. So right now I have to get this email and password field to type my email and password. So as the same method, click on the login. I can just use this cursor, just hover on this email field, click on in here. See, it redirect me to this input field, right? Let me just clear it first. So if I just hover it again, see it just hover me to this input field. I have to right click on it again, copy of the selector. Then again the cy.get with the double quotation or single quotation, then paste the selector that you copied, then dot. Now I have to type in here. See, I have to type my email and password in here. So the Cypress has another method to type any kind of thing that you want to type. For that, I have to do the type, and I have to pass my email in here, right? If the email is in a string, so I have to pass it as a string also. So to pass it as a string, we have to pass it as in the quotation. Type my email in here. Now let's see if it's getting it or not. It's reading the website and showing in here. It's just getting this specific. See, it doesn't get it. So I think it's a problem in the selecting. So sometimes you will get this kind of viewer. So in the Cypress, you can see there's a cursor button. If you click on this, if you click on this over button, I can also get this one. See this specific one. But in sometimes the Cypress also give the wrong command to selector. So for that, what we can do, we can just hover it again. So instead of this input, we can just copy the div selector. So it will be more ensuring to the this one doesn't fail. And copy selector. So now if I save it now it should get this one. And sometimes you have to face the error to solve it and to get a stronghold on this matter. If it doesn't face any difficulty, you can get master on this matter. See, I'm getting the input field and typing the email in here. So at the same way, I can also do the password section. So in the Cypress, we can get all the methods. See, right now it doesn't suggesting me any kind of method. So for that, what we can do, we can go to the support folder in the command JS. We can write a command in here. But we give the people this slash. After that, I have to write this one. Reference types is equal to Cypress. Then I have to this one. So if I use this one, then I get all the suggestions. Let me show. Okay. So now I have to get the password field. So for that, and give the receiver.get and go to here. Copy this input field. Sorry, the select this input field. Copy the div one, not the input field. Copy the selector. Paste it in here. Then if I just dot, see now I can see all the method. Previously I couldn't see all this method, but now I can see after adding this command in here. Reference type Cypress. So in here I can use the type command. See, the type is not suggesting to me the type. Then the type I have to paste my password in here. And now if I save it, then it will run automatically. Login. The password is the test is passed. This is another URL. This is related to another URL. So this is not related to our test cases. So the email and password is right. So I have to click on the sign in button. Let's go to the website. Click on the sign in button, what is sign in button, copy the selector. Now, and again, see what dot get. With this method, we're getting the specific element. We dot get, then dot click. We have to click the button, so we are going to click. So the Cypress also uses some very relevant function also. See the click type. You can easily understand also by this. So after clicking it, it will show a model. For the Cypress. See, it just open this model. Okay, so if I just hover on this model, see there's a close button in here. So I have to close this one and navigate to the dashboard. So for that, let me sign in here. When you open this close model, then I have to get this one. So I can also get this one from our Cypress also. If you go to the Cypress, select on this one. Okay, scroll down, scroll down. It's not scrolling down. Okay, I can just click it from within here also. This one, then copy this pattern or copy this div, copy, copy selector. I have to click on the sign in button. Dot click. For now, there's a catch. So if I do this one, then I will get an error. So why I get an error? So if I see the URL, see at first it doesn't show in this, it doesn't visible in this UI. See the close button is not visible. So to make it visible, we have to scroll down a little bit. So after that, the close button is visible. So to prevent that, we can use another method that Cypress provide to us. So after getting this one, before clicking it, we can use the method dot scroll into view. Okay, the scroll into view. So if we use this one, so that we are gonna scroll the model that open and click on this button. So if we save it, it should run. So I think it didn't get the one there. I think it doesn't getting this one from the browser, so I can use this one also. If I copy this here, I get this one. I can just copy this one, and instead of this, I can just paste it. If I run it, it will now successfully run. So sometimes I also don't get the specific selector from the website, so we have to use the Cypress also. Cypress inbuilt selector. The login succeed. Click on the close button, and now see the all the test cases passed. Okay, see all the test cases is passed in here. So by using this, we can do this one. So if I show you again, okay, turn it again. So now it will redirect me to the dashboard. See the model is the model is open and it's clear. Let's see the structure. Okay. Just scroll into view, then you click on the model. We can also use the wait for the all the element to be visible. That is the wait in here. Let use for 3 seconds. And I can also use a wait in here. Say after getting like wait, run it. In here you can see if all the test cases passed or not. If it failed, then there will be number how many test cases failed. Please click on the close button and it navigate to me the dashboard. See? So this way we can do the login. So right now, after logging in, I want to search a specific user or search a username in here. So let me see which name can I search with. Okay. Let me start with Salma. Okay. Let me start with Salma. Let me show you the UI. If I search with Salma in here, see there's 4 user came. Okay. So I want to send the friend request to the first user and want to cancel this one. So to do that, I have to navigate to this URL. But if I do this, I get an error. Let me show you. So this login function is done. So I'm going to create another file in here. Search user.cy.js. Again, the describe block. I could give a name like search a specific user search functionality. Now I have to create an if block. If you write any kind of test code or any kind of test cases outside of the if block, it will show an error. Because only the test cases that wrote in this if block are validated. Okay, so after that, search user. So if I want to navigate to this URL with the search user, it will show me an error like this URL doesn't exist or this page doesn't exist. Because at first to navigate to this URL, I have to log in. This I showed to you with the this one. See, at first you have to log in, then you are going to redirect to this page. So for that, we can use 2 methods, right? We can use the same code, we can write the same code again in the search user, but it will take a lot of time. To prevent that, we can create a page where we can call this specific function and we can call it anywhere in our code. So for that, let me create a folder like pages. And under this one, we're going to create another login.js. This is going to be only JavaScript file, so I am just naming it the JS. So in here, I have to declare a class. So actually, what I'm doing, I'm declaring a class in here. So class, the class name should be always in the capital letter. The first letter always should be in capital. The login to declare class, I have to use the curly braces. So under this class, we can use we can create multiple instance. Like if I show the login here, see the first instance we can create the visit to the website. After that, we can create the instance to click on the login button. Then we can create instance like to get the email, type the email, then type the password, then click on the login, then go to the dashboard. We can create this multiple instance in here, or we can create just a simple instance like login to the website. And to create an instance, we have to first give a curly parenthesis, then curly braces. Then under this cell, we can create our instances, the method, or we can call the method. So for that, I'm just going to copy this part, copy this one, and paste it in here and save it. So to use this class in to any other file, what we can do, we have to export this class. So to do that, in this method, export default, then the class name, the login, and just I have to save it. So now I have just export this login class to my this project, and I can use it from anywhere from my project. So to that, to use this one under the describe block, I'm going to create another variable constant login. Now to get the class one, I have to create a new keyword with the new keyword, the new. Then I have to declare the class name, the login, and it will automatically import it. So to that, I'm doing using an extension like auto import. See this one. You can also use this one to automatically import any file from your project to another file. See, it automatically import from the pages file. So then we login. Then I have to call it in here. To call it in here in the each block I can give the name like as a groom slash bride, I should be able to search user as a groom bride. I should be, sorry, I should be able to search user. After that, I want to call this login method say on this instance, the login to the website, this instance. So for that, I'm storing this one in this login variable, right? So I have to call this one the login dot. If I do the dot C, I can see the login to the website method. If I select this and call it in here, to call a method, I have to give the parenthesis. Then if I save it, it should run. So what actually I did, I create a login class in here. I exported it, then I import it in our this search user file, and I stored the value in this login variable. Then from the login variable, I call this method that I called in the created in this class. So now you can ask why I did call it under the describe block, not in the eat block. So if I call it in the eat block, then it value only be available under this eat block. So if I declare another eat block, I cannot access that. So for that, I call it globally so that I can access it under any eat block. If I go to my test case, this specs is the search user, so I should be able to log in function easily. Okay. Okay, so sometimes Cypress gives the first time error when we try to do this.
Well, this is the nature of the the website testing itself, and these are the reasons we advise and recommend for the backend automation more than the GUI automation. So this is the nature of the slow loading, faster loading, missing to click the elements, and the show the error for no reason. This is just always like this. And the GUI automation also time consuming. It takes time
You
to
know, it's showing the error in here, but if I run the login file, then it doesn't show. But I just copied the same thing in here.
so you identified
Because
the fault, like it show the application.
yeah, it's just Cypress problem in here. So Cypress does this sometimes when I do the GUI automation. See, sometimes it just if I just close it and run it again, it should work fine now. But with the control J and then PS Cypress will run. The configure file, the endpoint, then the electron. Search user. See, now it redirect me to the website. See, right now it redirecting to the website. But I didn't change anything on my code. So after that, I have to get this input fit. So let me inspect it. I have to just clear the value. Inspect it. So this inspect, then I just copy this delete selector. It just redirect to the website. But it's still getting some of the APIs. So I can just use some method in here also the login. I think it's gonna see whether wait more time in here. Okay, so in search functionality, so it just logging into the website. After logging into the website, I can get the input feed. So that I can use the same method get, copy the paste the selector, then dot type. And I can type whatever I want. Then I can type. Now I want to type Salma in here. So it will save it, then it should run successfully. See, it created the website. See, it types Salma in here. Now I have to click on the sign in button. Let me do swiftly. Now I just click on the sign in button. So the search button. Over the search button, then click on the button, copy the selector, get, paste in here, dot, click. Okay, so let me change URL, Salma, click on the search button, and this four requests going to become, and to go in here, let's see. After that, I want to send request the first one, so just copy the send request button. It type Salma in my test case also, and the four requests appeared. So now I want to send it to the first one. So let me copy this one. Okay. After this one, it sometimes it take couple of seconds to get. So I'm using the wait to be on the safe side. In the 3 seconds. So the GUI get is this one. Control Z dot click. Then click on the website. Turn on the button. Sorry, on the send request button. Save it. It should send the request. Type the pharma, this one. Now you're going to click on this first button. Click it, what the thing that is you copy selector, this one, let me run it again. Okay, this one. Save it. Now it should click on this copy button. So the send this button. This wait method is necessary to do the safe side because sometimes it doesn't appear the element immediately. Okay. See, it send the friend request. See, now there's cancel request. Now I want to cancel this request again. So I can just use this one. Let's see if it what's on. See, it give me this one, or I can just use it from my this UI. The fan request failed. Try again because it already sent to the fan request. So let me give a refresh in here. That's how we now. See, already canceled. So if I want to click on this one, let me hover it on, click on the div. And sometimes you have to also be careful to selecting the class references. Sometimes I uh, select sometime, but it doesn't work. Then I have to select it parent element also after that it works. Now I have to use the wait method again because after sending the friend request, it take a reload. So sometimes it takes a couple of seconds to get the element again. UI dot get paste the element and dot click again. And then cancel it. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it works. Go to the website, type Salma. Now see the okay. See now this model opens. So right now what I have to do, I have to click on this one. Now right now it will show me an error. Because why does it show me an error? Because let me tell you why does because it show me an error. Wait, why did it scroll? Right now this cancel button is visible in here but not there. If you run it again, it will resolve. If you show the after I click on this cancel button, this model will be open. Then I have to click on this OK. So let me copy this one also. Copy this one. Copy the parent element selector. And let me wait in here also for 3 seconds. Let's GUI dot get HTML dot click save it. Now it's just going to click on the cancel button, then it's going to click on this OK button. Or you can just comment it here for it to be more easy to understand, like get the start input field and type Karma. Then in here, I'm just clicking on the button, click on the search button.
So writing the comments in each steps is very important for you to find out later. Also, we only clicked in everything else. We did not do any verification yet. Okay.
Yeah, we can also use verification in here. I have
We
shown
did
the
not verify and we did not validate because each of the click represents something. So we want to each of the click, we want to verify something and validate that this is working as expected. And this is also like the simple way we're doing it, but this can be done with the time. We do it different way, like we create the page of that model, we create the framework. In the framework, we structure the code in a way it is very robust, reusable, and then a framework that the industry, most of the companies are using for the test automation, regardless of the GUI or the backend.
This is just a simple method of the simple showcase of the page of the model. We can do it more. The code will be more easy to understand, more usability. Just for the time, I just show it easy the page of the model. The same save it. Let's see. If you send the friend request or not.
See, we have identified multiple problem. If someone computer is slow, it is the loadings are slow. When it load the slow, it the overlapping the fonts. You saw that when it open in the
See,
beginning.
right now I am getting this error. So why I'm getting this error? Because if I see my code, at first I am trying to send getting this one. I click on the send request, but right now I didn't send the. I just already sent the request to this person, so it doesn't getting this element. So that's why I'm getting this error. So to prevent this, if I just wait, if I click on this OK, so now I just cancel the request. If I run it again, so the send request button will be visible now and the test won't get failed. So you also have to understand the error. What is it saying? You have to read the error. You can't just get nervous when you see error. You have to face the error, that why you are getting this error. You have to read the error also. See
Also,
right now, see this I'm getting error. So what is it saying? Effort to find element did matcher, but it didn't get in. See, you can see the section. This is it didn't properly loaded in here for the network issue.
yeah.
That's why I get the error in here.
So it is not the reason of the doing the load testing, but it actually ensure how for the one
See
year.
right now that my network is good, so therefore I didn't get any error. Farmer is waiting. Then it send the friend request. Now I click on the cancel request. I click on this OK button. Let's see what it's saying. Okay, this one is fine. The main time differential, but it didn't go. Okay, let's see. This one. Okay, button. You can just copy it from here. Let's see. Copy this one. Sometimes when you copy it from in here, you also don't get this button clearly. So you can use this Cypress selector to get a more specific one.
So the other ones we are going to do the backend automation.
Okay, I have to do the cancel one of the can cancel, otherwise it will fail again. Why is it okay? I'm seeing the okay. I think we just didn't load it fastly in there. See, it doesn't load it, so that's why. This what is in my order the Wi-Fi is getting quite slow. It send the friend request. Now I click on the cancel request. Now I click on this OK. The request will be see right now the request has been cancelled. All the tests is passed. So right now all this was the network issue problem. Now we can validate like I see there is 4 users, so I can validate that if there's 4 users or not, or I can just go to the backend automation. So should I go to the backend automation or do the validation also in here?
Do the couple validation that we are done.
Okay, so I can do the couple validation like see there's 4 users, so I can do validation like the all the 4 users are visible. So for that,
So you just clicking does not end. When we do the manual testing, we click and we verify by our own eyes, right? When you
yes,
do the automation, we have to put the validation. So that ensure our test is passing. Each validation consider one test pass. So if in your test, if there is a 50 validation, you are considering 50 tests is passed. And it's very important. Without the test validation, automation is garbage because you are not ensuring anything. The validation comes multiple way. One is the user story tells me acceptance criteria, through the acceptance criteria what need to be validated. That's the one. And the most of the time we do, for the sake of to calm down the test, we actually do the additional validation. So you do the required validation and you do the additional validation.
So to see if all the user is visible or not, what we can do, we have to first select the parent div of this all div. So if I click on this here, so if I just expand it, I can see all the div are located under this parent div. This is the parent div and all are them here in this div, the 4 one. Okay, just have to copy this one, copy selector, and in here the cy.get, paste this one, then dot. The assertion will be so if I show you, say this all these div are present in as the children. These are the children of this parent. So for that I can use this method, like the children method. Children. The children, if I see it's all as a div. See the all the tags are div tag. So I have to give the children tag name the div. After that, I can use the assertion like dot should have length, dot should have dot length, and it takes up another value like how many length I'm expecting. I'm expecting another user with the 4. I'm expecting there should be 4 user after fully sending the request. And there's another validation that I can do. See if I log into my website, if I see this image, it should be visible. I can also do this assertion. Let me run this first. Sending the request, send the request. Now you cancel the request. Okay. Now it will do assertion in here. See the assertion. See all 4 of them are visible to this UI. So let me give a quick assertion to the login one. After logging in, the image should be visible or the logo should be visible. So just click on this one, inspect. See this image, or I can just copy it from my this here. Or just copy from yours. Let me see this is the image tag. This is the image link. I can just copy this image div. Copy selector. In this method, I can use this one. Get. Then it should be visible, so that I will this one dot should, then this method be dot visible. So if I do this after it logged in, this image should be visible to the UI. This is also one kind of assertion. The website UI, so the website logo is shown, is visible. Sometimes the image also breaks. The image doesn't shown in the UI properly. See this assertion passed. Expected this one to be visible and it passed. So like this, so we can use multiple assertions. Like this, the user icon should be visible, or this notification icon should be visible, or there should be 2 div, one should be dashboard search. We can do this in details, and it can take a couple of hours, couple of days to this kind of assertions. So for now, these are the GUI automation. Then let me switch to the backend API automation.
Let's wait. So summarize. You can stop now.
Okay.
Can stop your screen, please. Let's do the summarize. You can. Okay. So what we have done, like of course you have done the manually. At the same time, we have actually created the entire environment based on the slide, and we actually click each of this element, anything you see on the website is called the element. This element has a different type, different name, button, click, URL name, this and that, right? So you have to go step by step. So once you know how to write the test cases, it's very important. We have covered the last month. You have to know the manual testing very well, understand the manual testing, the best practices, execution challenges very well before you do the website automation testing. So Cypress, basically the library, it actually the capture the element details, the inspect element details, and you pass it. The pass, after the passing, you saw that how we use the class, right? And then we actually reference the class, the login class to the search class. So so you need to know the basic JavaScript. That's what we'll be covering next time. And then finally, you are adding each of the element does not ensure anything automation yet until you add the assertion, which is called the validation. So validation happens through we call the user story acceptance criteria. So that's the required. Also, you are adding the additional validation. So make sure you saw that the page is loading too fast, right? So you add other validation beside the required validation, and you complete the testing. So this is the vanilla process. But we normally do you have to do the page object model, means you are capturing all the element in specify the page name, and you create the test different way. And in the test, actually you are referencing the page object model as a class to your test. Multiple way you can do this. And all these things, it comes, you have to do the debugging, become familiar with the web elements, and if one element is not working, and you have to select the different element, what we call the selector. And then finally, once the things are all working just fine, now it can go to run through the CI/CD pipeline, right? You'll be uploading to the Git, right? And then it will be now the configure before the code deployment or after the code deployment, or you can run through the specific timeline. These all things can be done through the Jenkins, right? So that tools like a very like the management type of tools, right? Configuration. That's nothing you with your automation. You have to do your automation, you have to update your automation, you have to debug your automation, you have to delete your automation. Anything and everything is all you have to do based on your understanding in the tool stack you are using. The Jenkins or the CI/CD, it comes with the configuration, unattended running to the local computer or remote computer. Those are part of the DevOps best practices. But the amount you have seen, that's how you have to spend like hours, days. Depends on what you are trying to automate. So you have to do the identification is important, then the estimation is second important, then the create the automated test data is also the important. Once you have all these things, now then you are setting up your environment, you will start the automation testing, and you build we call the automation framework. This framework, you will be pushing to the Git, and from the Git it will be running all the time. The Cypress, we saw all the head. With the head means you can see visually, okay? So you can identify the issue, you can debug the issues, you can change the elements, you can change the element type, right? You can add the wait time, right? You can do all of these things. Once this part is done, that was the designing, developing, debugging, executing. You have done all of this, then we can do the headless. Headless means it will be running itself and it will give you the result. So you can ask, well, how do I know if it is passing or failing? Assertion, because each of the click you are adding the assertion so that you are ensuring, while like you are not looking or monitoring everything manually how it is working. Assertion ensures that the test is working as expected. You have also observed the test automation, the slow response, quick response, right? We have to add the wait time, right? And the overloading. Those are the things you identify through the automation. Manually, you cannot identify them. So while you are doing the automation, you have to address each of the issues. You have to either you create the bug or you create the documentation. Create a details documentation, explain each of the steps and issues, then you submit to the development team, in this case the product manager, can be scrum master, or you test lead, or you set up a review meeting and go over all the details. Why you do this? You can find out, well, now developers say, oh, wait a minute. What happened if someone from a location and it like a loading so slow. It shows all the garbage. So now everybody will start focusing, how can I make it faster, right? What has been missing in the UI? If the element is up to the SU standard. So all these things will be actually revealing and identified, estimation, and the fix again, because they have to fix it, right? This is all has been done because automation has been started. So again, this is, you do it continuously. The GUI automation, it is time consuming and it fails frequently because of the environment itself. Why? Because the test environment, staging environment we provide, means the DevOps team provide the low resources, because the user can be a couple thousand user, right? Or maybe 500 user, or maybe 10,000 user, example. But the production is high resources. High resources means the many servers, right? Many databases. That's called the high resources infra. In the lower environment, staging, development, test, low resources. Low resources means 3 or 4 computer environment, 5 or 6 computer environment. So in this environment, this type of failure is expected. But when the load testing happen, they actually mimic everything the way it should be. Our scope is not the load testing, but all the observation we saw, you have to document them out. Do not ask randomly. Those are not, we do not like it. Document them everything else, and then actually set up a meeting. So calendar, set up a meeting and explain all the details and let them decide what is the next step. But you just cannot ignore your observation. Also, you cannot just say your observation randomly in a chat group. You have to create a documentation. In the documentation, you need to explain it. So they will know your work ethics, right? You are organized, you are disciplined, you follow the documented approach, and you set up a meeting, you are explaining each of the steps. Now let them decide. But if you do not, all the observation we have seen, if you do not create any of this, the evidence, because you are assuming this is okay. Why you are here? Why we are paying you? We're not paying you just for a reason. We are paying you to ensure the quality. Anything and everything you see, your purpose is to document them out and present it, and let the development team make the decision. So that's the takeaway from this, the hands-on GUI automation testing. Thank you, Ashik.